Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Lapointe, research professor with Florida Atlantic University's Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. I've spent decades studying water quality throughout Florida, including nutrient pollution and harmful algal blooms. This project with the Florida Chamber allows my colleagues and I to share our experience working in the Caloosahatchee estuary in southwest Florida. Despite recent impacts of heavy rainfall and freshwater discharges, strategies are underway to improve the health of this important natural resource.
Caloosahatchee River is an amazing place. It's a important economic and environmental resource for our region. It hosts numerous wildlife and fish species. It drains to a vast marine and estuarine ecosystem, including Matlacha Pass, Pine Island Sound, Charlotte Harbor National Estuary, and several wildlife refuges, including Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge.
We have arts, we have sports, we have culture. We have so many things to do, but they probably booked that hotel on the beach for the view. 80% of the businesses here in Lake County are small businesses, so they rely on these economic engines, right? They rely on these things that make us successful. So if things affect that, if our water quality is affecting our tourism, that trickles down all the way through down to the smallest two-man business in our area.
Now the Caloosahatchee has an interesting dilemma when you compare it to the St. Lucie. Not only does it receive more of the flows in the wet season that it can be harmful, it needs flows in the dry season. If you don't have water coming from the lake to feed the C-43 canal, salt water starts marching up the river and causing ecological harm to the freshwater marshes that are upstream. And if it goes up far enough the river, it'll actually interfere with some of the drinking water supplies.
We are building what's called the C-43 reservoir to get that governance right. It's under construction, over 400,000 acre-feet of storage, which is a lot of water, that we can store in when they're discharging too much and the release when they're discharging too little, so we can, turn the dials and make sure that estuary looks like an estuary, regardless of what's happening in the lake.
Agriculture and residential and cities, urban runoff has added nutrient loads that have really exceeded the capability of the system. It's also well known Lake County has numerous septic tanks. We want to move forward and see where those opportunities exist where we could put those folks in septic tanks onto a centralized sewer system.
Typical septic tank will put out about 60 milligrams per liter of nitrogen through its drain field. We're trying to get 1 or less into the estuaries. And so we absolutely have to deal with the septic systems, get them out of the ground for this pollution problem. But how can we make it sure it's successful? And that's by bringing state level funding to try to offset those homeowner costs. So a utility can make the investment to run the line, and we can get people to abandon their septic tanks. That will eliminate a significant pollution source.